It's Sunday. It's 8 o'clock. It must be stream time. Hi folks, and welcome back to Arrakis, back in Dune Awakening again. How is everybody doing this evening? Good to see so many people in chat already, so let's have a quick scroll up and have a look and see. And Hunglo87 was first with Hey Hey People. Ian O goes second with I'd like to report a missing hangover. Judging by the amount I had last night, I should be nearly dead. If said hangover is found, can you please keep it? Lol, smashes the like button. That's good. So I guess that means, Ian, that if you're that heavily drinking last night and there's no hangover, that probably means that you're still drunk. I found that's always the best way to avoid a hangover, is just keep drinking. But yeah, welcome along, Ian. Good to see you at number 2. And in number 3 is Whiptis saying hi all. Welcome. First 3 chatters. Who else do we have? We've got Phantom6767 saying hi. Ian saying sorry. Hi, Hunglo and Whiptis and Phantom. Taymanix is here. Evening, Anger, evening chat. DC Weston is here. Saying, Ian, I've got you covered. Hangover in full effect. Excellent. That means a good night was had by DC Weston last night. Zeros99, or not 99, 999, good to see you. Good evening. How are you? Yakorob1, just stopped by to say hi everyone. Can't stay for the stream. Not a problem. Have a pleasant Sunday, Yakorob1. Sheriff says good evening all. Good evening, Sheriff. How are you? Bandy B's here. Hey Anger, evening chat. Game Labs is here. Evening Anger, evening chat. Fit like Nabad yourself, man. So Game Labs didn't do a stream on Friday night due to technical issues. So hopefully, Game Labs, you have your technical issues sorted now. Either that, or this is the time to go and buy a PC. Gamer Hobo is here. Hi chat. Howdy Anger. Doing deliveries, but I'll be listening. Thanks for popping by. Nice to see you. Be careful while you're out there delivering. Kenneth Brunner's here. Hello all. Hung Low says, remember to absolutely annihilate that like button and subscribe button. No. Around these parts, we smash the like button, but we do it gently. Don't want any screens getting broken. Ian says, Gamer Hobo, as long as they're not cesarean. Not cesarean. Oh, cesarean deliveries. Okay, I get you. Ba-doom. There we go. First dad joke of the day. Bulwark's here. Hello, Bulwark. How are you, my friend? Hello and good evening, folks. I hope everyone is doing well. Very well, thank you, Bulwark. Bad Guy's here. Hello, Bad Guy. How are you? Streaming later on afterwards? If so, what are you streaming? Are we still on the Bellwright series? I did see a poll looking to see what you've got to stream next. Kane BG's here. Greetings, Kane. How are you? Good to see you. Six Badges is here. Good evening, all. Bonsoir, mon ami. With these traditional red wine emoji. Game Lab saying hello to 6. Let's scroll down a bit. Bulwark also saying please hit the like button, people. Thank you very much. Bandy B says, Ian O Gaming, hope you're feeling better soon, buddy. Well, if he hasn't got a hangover, surely he must be feeling better already. Bulwark says, ooh, see some decorations. Yeah, the decorations have been there for a good few weeks. Can't remember when I put them up. The Solido Atreides and then the sign that... Can't remember what that sign says. Does it say anything or is it numbered? No, I think that's letters. It does say something, but I can't remember what it is. Yanni Packer's here. Wow. Hello everyone. I'm still alive after estimated 1,000 kilometre bike ride from yesterday and today. Just got home 5 minutes ago. Still got my gear on. Wow, 1,000 kilometres. That's a decent ride. Excellent. So obviously not working this weekend as well. Cool. Bulwark says, found if I get drunk, I drink a mug of water before I sleep. It helps a lot with a hangover. Exactly, yeah. A pint of water before you go to bed and maybe something to eat. Always got to be better because a lot of the time your hangover is dehydration. So having plenty of water before you go to sleep is a good thing. Zareth says, what if we annihilate the like button gently? That's okay, as long as you do it gently. You can smash it or annihilate it, but as long as it's gently, that's all good, Zareth. Thank you very much. GameLab says, waiting for PS5 fans to arrive, hopefully fix it, can't afford new console or PC. As fans, as in things that spin round and cool you down, as opposed to someone who supports a football team. So as your PS5 overheating, so you need to get some new fans. Is that what the problem was? Deary me. Ziani's in hello, Bulwark's in hello. Packrat NV, hello, I hope you're well. Working my way through the Haga Rift on a new character. I'm seeing more bases pop up in the Vermilius region on my siege. Yeah, I don't know whether it's the people moving server, but the number of bases has certainly increased over the last month or so. Yanni says, not working, take a free weekend, and it's a national work-free day. Ah, I see. So officially in the UK, tomorrow is May Day, the May Day holiday tomorrow. But the way my company works is that we don't get the traditional public holidays. We get those days added onto our annual leave to take whenever we want. So unfortunately, I'm still working tomorrow. I could have taken the day off if I wanted to, but I didn't think about it, and I'll be working tomorrow. So although it is a holiday in the UK tomorrow, I won't be off. I'll be working. Bulwark says, I saw there will be a new area in June after the 19th of May update. Yes, a new zone for the overland mission type thing. The wind something is part of the water shippers thing that's going on. But it's a bit confusing. I think it was meant to be part of a DLC, but because they've done a double take on the whole deep desert thing and stuff like that, I think they're releasing the building set and the armor sets and weapons swatches and stuff like that as part of the 1.4 update, and but it won't have the story part of the DLC. I think that's what I got from the developers, but it was a bit confusing. Game Lab says, yes, it's overheating. Cool. So it is the fans that spin around and cool it down. Ian says, just went out to the shop. A woman approached me asking if I spoke English, so I replied, no, sorry, I don't speak a word of it. Yanni, tested my bike for a long ride after big repairs I had to say it worked perfectly. Excellent. Bad Guy says, the poll has me doing Conan, and yes, I'm doing a stream. I'm going to stream it after tonight. So you get to stream Conan tonight. That's interesting. 3 days away from the new update. Interesting. Oh well, that's going to be. So hopefully everything will work fine on Tuesday, and it'll flick over to Conan Exiles Enhanced for next week. Bulwark in Romania on Friday. It was also free. 1st of May is Labour Day. Ah, okay. So I think Friday was actually the 1st of May, but in the UK it's the first Monday after the 1st of May. So in this case it'll be tomorrow, which will be the 4th of May. So GameLove says, so in other words, you'll get 29 days holiday instead of 28 days. I honestly, no, I get more than that. I get more holidays than that because I've worked for the company for a long time, so after 5 years you get extra, and after 10 years you get extra. But I can't remember how many, but the normal annual leave, and we get most of the public holidays. Christmas and New Year are mandatory public holidays, but we'll get most of them added on. Kane's asking Bad Guy if it's going to be a nomad run. Yanni says, kind of tired of the ride, but it was worth it for sure. Met some new people from Croatia and Bosnia. People took pictures of me with that bunny helmet on yet, and had a lot of fun as well. Excellent. Went solo ride as well. Cool. May the 4th be with you. Of course, it's May the 4th on Monday. Yeah, that makes sense because the Maul series, the Maul Shadow Lord animated series, is due to finish on May the 4th. So, that is Monday. The last 2 episodes are out on Monday, so that makes sense. Right. We don't want to spend 50 minutes standing here not doing anything like we did last week and just chatting about the Conan Exiles update. So I'm going to give you a quick update of what's happened in the week, because I've done quite a bit of grinding. So we went all the way up to the eastern shield wall last time, and we went to Sentinel City and got the pumps that we need to make the Ornithopter wings. and I also gathered a bunch of aluminium ore to turn into aluminium. We came back to find that we can't make that in the small refinery, we need the medium one, but I didn't have the items we needed, we didn't have the complex machinery and the steel to make that. So I think we went and got the complex machinery from one of this iron ore, what are they called? Iron Labs? Southeast Iron Works. We went down there, grabbed some, and then I crafted some steel, and I made the medium ore refinery. It's quite a bit bigger than the small one, so there was no room, unless I put it in the middle of the floor, in there. So I've moved it into this room. It's spinning over. And then I was able to craft some aluminium ingots. I then used the aluminium ingots to make the Buggy Cutlery Mark IV, which allows me to mine basalt and aluminium with it. And I took the buggy, and I took it for a little journey up here, round here, all the way back up to here, and then into here, and then got a whole filled the buggy's storage with aluminium, which is a lot more aluminium, and filled my inventory with it as well, and then brought it back and mined that, which used all my water many times over, so we had to go and farm water. And then I found that we were also missing particle capacitors. If I go to here and go to vehicles and go to Scout Ornithopters, what is it needs? There. The engine, the PSU, I think there's other bits as well, needs particle capacitors, and we only had a couple. So I went on the sand bike and I went back down here to the testing station where you can get particle capacitors, and I farmed that many times to get a whole bunch of them. So a mixture of farming doing a run, waiting an hour or so, do another run, get some more, and then a mixture of that and farming people for their blood to get more water. We've now got all the aluminium turned into aluminium ingots. I think we need 300 and something to make an ornithopter. We've got 470, so that's good. And I think we've got all the other bits we need as well. Ornithopter, let's see, wings, so we've got servox, we've got the cobalt paste, we've got the pumps from last week, generators, we've got all that from last week as well, same with that. Cockpit, we need Diamondine dust, so it should be 7, but I noticed that this week Atreides won the Landsrat, and when you win the Landsrat, you get to vote on 3 choices. So for next week, you can choose access to the vehicle vendor, access to the armor vendor, or experience gain increased by 50%. You see that people are voting at the moment, and at the moment the vehicle vendor is winning. But right now, as of this week, crafting costs are reduced by 25%. So it's actually going to be cheaper to make my ornithopter than it would normally be by 25%. So I don't need quite as many bits as we need, but we need carbide scraps, and we used to need 7, but now we only need 6 because the cost has been reduced, and we need diamondine dust. So diamondine dust for the hull and for the cockpit, 6 of each. So we need 12 of them, 7 carbide scraps. Carbide scraps and diamondine dust are found in one place over here. There, Mysa Tarill. There's a base over here, and it's really tough. The people in it are really hard. But in there's chests with those 2 items in it. So we're going to have to go over there and get ourselves at least 6 carbide scraps and at least 12 diamondine dust. So that's the plan for today. But before we do that, I want, since we've got enough, I think we've got enough pieces to make the spit dart. The aluminium tier spit dart, the house jabal spit dart. So it needs 24 aluminium ingots, mechanical parts, silicon blocks, gun parts, and heavy caliber compressors. We've got all of those things. And it'll increase the damage per shot to 89.9 compared to our current spit dart, which is 57. So a decent upgrade. Did I learn it or did I just click off of it again? Steel, aluminium, spit dart, research. So go to the vehicle, not the vehicle, go to the weapon fabricator, spit dart, house, go, craft that. So at least we'll have a bit more damage, because the spit dart's the only thing we have that's not unique yet. Let's see. Always need aluminium. Yeah, unfortunately, so the next tier after aluminium is dura aluminium, which is made. It's a bit like steel requires iron to make it. Dura aluminium requires aluminium to make that. So we'll even when we move into the next tier, we'll still have to get aluminium in order to make dura aluminium. Bad guy says he's doing a practice nomad. Okay. Yanni is saying, yep, back to work on Monday as well. We'll be back, just need to change and wash up. I stink. No problem, Yanni. No problem at all. DC West End says, oh, the grind. Indeed, there was a lot of grinding this week, so it's quite nice that we only do this on a Sunday, because it means I could grind away during the week without having to watch the board. Quite cool that I was able to go up to the shield wall and come back with one full load of aluminium ore, and that was enough to do what we need to do today, so I didn't have to go up and down there. But I did have to run the testing station. I could have done other testing stations where you probably get a higher yield of capacitors and stuff like that, but I didn't want to do them without you guys, so I just went back down to the Haga Basin South and did the same testing station that we did way back. Right, there's our spit dart. Put that there. Can I store you in here for just now? Hello? Can I open you? Open. Why is it not opening? There we go. No, it come off again. What's going on? There we go. Right, old spit dart in there. Done. Right, we've got blood bags, we've got ammo, we've got heals, we've got armor. And we should maybe take. What's the state of the bike in? There we go. I was looking over the wrong shoulder. That's what's wrong. You can choose which shoulder to look over. So that one there, and then I can hit. What's that? If I hit comma, it goes to that one, and then goes to that one. That's what was wrong. So we're pointing in the wrong place. Right. Fueled up. The bike treads are at 59%. Yep, it's pretty much okay. Don't open. These garage doors are a bit of a pain. There we go. There we go. Lauren H, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Well, you've got more than 100 of everything. You should have enough. That's the magic number, isn't it? Got to have 100 of everything. Don't forget to take the missions from the crossroads. My whole objective today is to get an Ornithopter built. Because once we've got the Ornithopter, we'll be able to start working on all the other stuff. So I might not grab all the what are they called, the missions from the contracts, that's the word I'm looking for, from the crossroads yet, but we will go and visit the crossroads, because that is a trade station that we haven't visited yet, so that'll unlock another one. Right, so we come up here. Let me get off of that. Let me get my backup tool. Back up the bike. And then we'll take the Ornithopter pilot over to the Pinnacle station. Save us driving all the way.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
You can indeed. I want to fly me somewhere.
Music to my ears.
Somewhere in Haga Basin. We want to go to Pinnacle. We'll pay 700 Solari to go there. Max Crownflips here. Good evening. How are you, Mac? There's been a lack of streams this weekend, isn't there? Because Game Labs didn't do his stream on Friday. Max didn't do his stream on Saturday. Hobo did his 2 streams. But of course, his Dune stream is at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, which is in the middle of the night. But no real people can watch that. Which door do I go out? This door. No, this door, because we're going south. We're going south. Where are we? Everybody's saying hello to Max. Packrat says Mark 4 is such a water-hungry tier compared to the previous. Wind traps are so nice to have while I'm away at work. Yes. You can then just leave them, log off and leave them to collect water for you. Right. We need to head down south and then along this wall here over that direction. Mysa Tarill is this zone here, and we should be able to see it over there, and we'll have to try and avoid the what's it called? Quicksand. Right, put on the headlight. I'm gonna check chat. Bulwark says, I found today a Mark 5 buggy cut array in a testing station. Now I can mine aluminium faster. Nice one. O-Dog1970 says, hello, good to see you. Hans Henrik Christiansen. Hi, I'm trying to get the plat for Conan, but I have one of them I really have issues with. I don't get. It's called the Tower of the Elephant. Is that the achievement for Conan? But I have one of them. So the Tower of the Elephant, where you have to kill someone from their head. Apparently that was disabled. Who was it was telling us this? I think it was Sesame it was telling us this. That was disabled a couple of years ago because people were doing something bad in PvP. I can't remember the actual details, but yeah, pretty much most of the people on here have 35 or 36 or 34 out of 35, however many there is the achievements, and that's the one that they're missing. I'm going totally the wrong way. Round this way. So yeah, I don't have it either. There are very few players who do have that one. Oh, is that a base in the shape of like an ornithopter or something? Is that the wings? That's pretty cool. That is very cool. That's like the folded in wings there, and that's like the cockpit. And then they've got a ramp coming down from the front. Excellent. Right, let's go down this way. Down here. This takes us down to the south. This is the area we want to go. DC Weston says, I finally watched the Dune movies. I have a better understanding of the Dune universe. I do enjoy the Dune movies, and not that long ago released the trailer for episode 3, which I believe comes out in December. Now I'm going the wrong way. I need to go along to the west. It's another weird base as well, with a little stump in the middle and then getting further and further out. Right. We're here. Need to really, so there's a quicksand bit there. Can I get around the side of it? You can actually see it. Look, see the difference. Yeah, I can just sneak round the side of it. Is it actually moving? Yeah, it is. It's swirling about like the water. Right, we come along here. There's no more quicksand along here, so we're safe along here. Odo says, I'm about to move into the steel tier for my YouTube playthrough. Cool. That sand looks a bit dodgy. Right, I can switch my headlight off now, it's daytime. Oh, don't tell me you've blocked. Oh no, you haven't. You've left a passageway through. Or have you? People, what are you doing? We'll go the other way. In fact, I tell you what we'll do. We'll get off the bike. We'll back up the bike, and then we'll run over here. Yanni says, back. Good evening. How are you, Yanni? Feeling cleaner? Right, and then we can put the bike back down again. It was Thor that said that in Discord. Yeah, Thor's one of the few people, Thor's Forge, is one of the few people who has that achievement. Whoop. Right. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. Check here. Right, we're moving into Mysa Tarill. Iron Watch is not it. Got another zone here. Such rude placement, exactly, yes. There we go, Mysa Tarill. The crossroads is over, it's over there somewhere. I thought we'd be able to see it from here. Not yet. Oh, it's over there. I just saw it disappear behind that rock. Keep an eye out. It's further away than I thought. There is the trade station there. That's the Crossroads trade station. So, over here, there it is. That's the tower. That's the tower. So this is like an old power station. And this is the location, it's the only location that we can get Diamondine dust and Carbide scraps. These dodgy sand, I think there's always that quicksand. Right, so there's lots of locations to get it in here. We won't quite be able to get all the locations, but we just need to get enough to get the pieces we need. Then once you've got the Ornithopter, it's really easy to get the other pieces. So we're going to start with this cave here. And I'm going to park the bike in the cave because it's undercover. We are sheltered. Right, now I need to put my water bottle back here. Drink water from the still suit. F and F, right. So you can see a chest, but the chest does have a mine in front of it. Let's do that and get that. Okay. So we got 3 Carbide scraps and we got 1 Diamondine dust out of there. I'm going to drop the heavy stuff. I don't want that. So we're halfway there to the Carbide scraps. So we need 6, but we still need 11 more Diamondine dust. Right, let me catch up with chat. Ian Og says, I suggest a petition to Funcom on behalf of the console players. Right, I'll give you a quick update on this. So I said last week I was going to speak to Funcom and ask them to get them to put out a proper statement. I've spoken to them. They said they are working on a statement, and when I asked them on Friday before they went away for the weekend, they said the statement will be should be out next week. So whether that means it's going to be out at the same time as the update or whether it'll be before the update, I'm not sure, but hopefully they'll release a statement next week. Right, we've come up on top of here. Okay, it's over here. This is like the main gate over here somewhere. Of course, we're out in the sun. Let me just sneak in here to get that to go down. So Hansrik's been trying to do it with his friend. Yeah, apparently you can't do it anymore. That's the story we're hearing. Bulwark says you build for encumbrance and overburn yourself, then jump on a person and they die. Well, at least this was the premise. I believe that's what it was, but I believe it's now been disabled to stop some sort of PvP shenanigans. PvP, ruin it for everybody again. And this game only for PC. No, so this game is only for PC at the moment, but the console version is being worked on and will be due for release later on this year. Right, so we've got a sniper there and we've got a melee there. And stand still so I can get a headshot without your... Come on, down you go. There we go. They just fell down. Take out you. Okay. All good. Alright, we're in red, so let's get out of the sun. And here is a chest here. And that's got three more Diamondine dust, so we've now got 4. So we're working our way. Let me go over here. Grab that stuff. Get out of the sun. Get that down. Where are we? Where are we? Yeah, so only for PC at the moment, but due for console later on this year. They said originally Q3 this year, and we haven't heard anything more on that, whether it's gone forward or backwards. Bulwark says, can you try something? You climb above the head of the undead dragon and try to kill him this way. You need a bit of patience and try no all over. Climb above the head of the undead dragon. Okay, interesting. Packrat says such a rude base placement. Yep. Hawk Bear Brown. Grr, I made a whole video about how people who block passages like that are scum. Hung Low says, Jesus Christ, the person living under is smoking weed so strong it's making my eyes water. Wow. And Hans Hendrik said, maybe we can finally get it when Enhance comes out. I think it's more likely going to be the other way. I think, now I've got no evidence for this whatsoever, but I think that the people who know about Unreal Engine 5 and consoles within Funcom and Inflection are currently working on... No, not Inflection. Within Funcom are currently working on the console release of Dune Awakening, and I think they're kind of full blown into that. And I think that those people with those knowledge, once that is done, will then transition over to do a console version of Conan Exiles Enhanced. Nothing to say that, and in my own mind it doesn't really make that much sense because Dune is made by the Oslo team and Conan is made by the Carolina team, the American team. So, not sure, but that's my theory. Right, over that other side is another chest. It's very far away. I tend to normally go on the Ornithopter to get that. Down here. Dunk. I wish the sun would go away. Can I get up on top of there from down here? Never tried to do this. Oh, no, that didn't work very well. Right. Up here. Yes, that worked. And you see these blood splats that lead you over to this over here, where there is a corpse. Oh, that was worth doing, because that corpse has got 18 Diamondine dust on it. And 7 Carbide. That one corpse had enough items to completely make my Ornithopter, so that was definitely worth doing. Right. Where were we? Bulwark says, I made my final base between 2 rocks, but I let a 3 foundation wide, 2 high tunnel so people can pass. So, on my YouTube series, the Harkonnen series, I have a space around the side of my base for people to pass through the rocks, or they could go around the rocks itself. But on my own, the private server, I have that. It's like two legs with a tunnel in the middle, and the base above it, so that people can get past. Right. Well, that's we don't really need to go any further, but I think I'll just get some more just for the hell of it. Oh, oh, there's people there, and I haven't got my suit on yet. Right, let's go and take out some more and see if we can get a little bit. Oh, he's in there. Ah, I never saw you. Right, come on then. So these are the Moskrat, something along that. Take that stuff. Sand trout leather's needed for making fancier armor later on. There we go. My new spit dart doing its job. Get you. Down. Ah, I've come in a different way than I normally come in. That's why I'm a bit confused what's going on. I don't want to go into that certain area because there's some really tough heavy gunners in there. I want to go over here to the side and come in and get some more chests over here. I guess these are the transformers of the power station. But the whole place has been taken over by the... That one? I don't think it's that one. Maybe it is. It is. Yep, there's a sniper there. Take you out. Anybody else down there? Yep, melee there. Down in a knee. Can I get to you? Yeah. There's me telling you how difficult these guys is, and we're doing a pretty good job of taking them out. Where was that sniper? Up here. Nope, he's fallen down. Give me your blood. Give me your heavy dart, your rangefinder, that. Where did we get to? Base. Game of Hobo said, unfortunately, Glass Casket can only stream late at nights. How about this, Anger? We push back stream to 1 AM, so 6 AM Sunday your time, as long as promised to come to every stream. You really think I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? Especially if there's been a Saturday night before that. I guess the US side of the team are going to have to do more. Right, there we go. There's a chest down there. That's got coins. Oh. Yeah. Take you out. Take that, take that. I keep saying I'm catching up with chat and then I keep going back to playing the game again. Right, we've almost got all the chests that I want to get. I think it's this way. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not quite... No, definitely not that way. I haven't been here for ages, because once you get the Ornithopter, you can fly in from above. Maybe the next one along. No, I don't think it's that way either. I'm lost. Down here? This could be it. This could be it. Because when you open the chest, there's the chest there. There. And when you open the chest, people spawn out of nowhere. Or maybe it's when you just come past here. Right, let's get out here. And then go... Oh no! Quick! We're down, we're down. Revive, 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 revive. There we go. Right. Round the corner, round the corner. Take you out. So they're firing poison darts at me, that's the problem. Heal. Oh, that's the leader giving her speech. Oh, the poison's taken effect and they went down. Okay, we're cool. We're all good. Right. Now we can get that. Put another heal on, top us up. We'll get you. Right, I wonder if they'll spawn once I open the chest. One, open. So I've got 28 Diamondine dust and 7 Carbide scraps. That's more than enough. Right, so I'm not going to go to the more difficult part. We've got enough. We can get home. We can make our Ornithopter. Of course, now it's dark. I don't get affected by the sun so much. Right, put that back on. I don't have any water in it. Where is my bike? My bike's over that way. I think there's a path into that tunnel somewhere around here. Right. Bulwark says there's a corpse on the other side. I guess that's the corpse that we went to and we got loads of stuff. Bike's down here. Somewhere. I think the tunnel must be down there. This must be the way down here. You can clearly see the Crossroads trade post now. Right, down here somewhere. There's the cave. I wonder if that chest has respawned by any chance. Probably not. Probably too quick. Yeah, we're too quick. Right, now that we're in here and we're safe, let me actually catch up with chat. So the corpse on the other side, I think that's the corpse that we went to and we got the loads of stuff. How many hours do you have in the game by now? Oh, I'm not sure. Must be round about 1,000. Not sure exactly. And how many people have you murdered? I have got no idea. That is a lot. There is a spot where the undead dragon just pokes his forehead. Okay. Bulwark needs to make a video on that, I think, so he can explain it to us. And Hans Hendrik says, well, I'm on PS5, so I'm not going to be able to play Enhanced since I don't own a PC, but I can't wait to see all the gameplay from you YouTubers when Enhanced comes out. Well, I've got at least 2 videos planned for next week, ready to roll. So we'll hopefully get them out as quickly as we can. Bulwark says, if you use the sugar wire, or what it's called, you can hold space and you should clear up that gap with at least a full suspenser. So it must be what Bulwark... I must be so behind that that's what Bulwark is talking about, shooting across the other side of the entrance. This is where you can come to farm high-level weapons at low levels, says Grishnak. It's a pretty tough place, especially the sort of indoor bit where the boss is. Odog says, anybody having issues with vaulting on rocks lately in Dune? Was climbing up the hammer today and kept having vaulting issues. Not that I've seen. Zereth says, might as well keep going to need it for the Assaulthopter. Oh, we're quite a bit away from the Assaulthopter. That's a whole next tier. That's Dura Aluminium to get the Assaulthopter. Assaulthopter is just a bigger version of the Scout that we're away to build. So it can hold more weaponry, it can hold bigger storage, and it also can have a boost. So like the Sandbike has got a boost fitted, or you can remove the boost and put storage on it. The Ornithopter is the same. You can have one or the other, but the Assault you can have both. So you can have storage and you can have the boost to help you as well. Let's see. Bulwark says, I had some issues, but it's more that the server was lagging and sometimes rubber bands me around. Odog says, I didn't think about lag. I'm on one of the more busy servers. Oh, maybe. If you like swords, the celestial chest at the top of the tower is a good, easy spot for... Yeah, it's got a guaranteed sword. A poison... That poison mist that's up there? Can't remember. It's a sword in the box at the top of that tower, which is really easy to get to when you have an Ornithopter. You can go and farm that. But I think it only has one thing in it. I think it only has the sword. It's a corpse, not a celestial chest, says Bulwark. Yes, that's true. It's another one of the corpses, just like the one on the east side of the door. Doesn't that guy know poison darts is your thing? Exactly. Right, it's been a while since I was up there. Yeah, same. It's been a while since I've been running around here. Can never find the tunnel entrance from the top. Hawkbear Brown says, this morning I grabbed some Anger Luck. First pet I tried in my latest Conan Exiles playthrough, got a greater bear. Excellent. You have your own Sir Brownie. Kathy Amanis is here. Good evening. Sorry you're late. You're not late. We've just been hanging around waiting for you. Griznak says, I meant that corpse up on the ledge, not the whole base. Just keep going back every 15 minutes and re-loot it. Corpse only has 2 sword blueprints, which are OP low level anyway. Spark sword also. Okay. It has the Spark sword too, which is the one I'm using now. Pretty high damage, says Salas? Presumably that gives you a boost to stamina with the Spark sword, is it? On a side note, have you tried being tempted by Windrose yet, Anger? People comparing it to Valheim. Yeah, I have played Windrose a bit. I even was on a stream with Max and the Clowns. When was that? Was that the day it launched? I forget. It's not really grabbing me. It's not really... it didn't really grab me in the demo. And the full game isn't really grabbing me either. How do you get up there again? So used to flying straight in. Oh, that looks like a way up. Yeah, it's certainly not something I would do a stream with or a video series of. But it's good enough that I might just keep tinkering away with it in the background. Oh, is that an invisible wall? Look at that. It's an invisible wall. Okay, off of here. Pick up the bike. Oh, I need... use the backup tool to pick up the bike. Like that. Then we can go and speak to... you. What have you got for sale?
Been a while since a new face showed up around here. Welcome to Crossroads. There ain't no cross or roads, but the name persists.
Love it. No cross,
I'm
no
Zoe.
roads.
Used to be from Caladan. Now, I'm just another lost soul trying to get by on sand and sufferance.
Oh, well, from our starter choices, we also have a Caladan option, so I'm also from Caladan.
Really? Did you also get branded a traitor by the Atreides and forced to hide out in a concrete bunker next to a radiated hellhole? Just wondering.
No, not exactly.
Oh, I highly recommend it. Best place for an ace pilot is here, stuck under a rock. Look, don't mind me. Tell me how I can help you.
Right, I'm here to trade. What have you got for sale? So you can buy the Sentinel helmet. You can buy Shadra's still suit garment. It's an improved, but it's an aluminium tier still suit. Old Sparky. Never really liked the Old Sparky power supplies. Chome advanced lights. Chome dining room furniture. Chome bedroom, office. Sappho juice. Not found a use for that yet. And then normal stuff that is easy to get, so I don't know why you would want to buy that. Same with the improvised power packs and cutaways. Slaver jerkin. Slaver heavy armor set. Entrepreneur casual social clothes. Slaver boots, slaver light armor. And then look at that. What was it I was wanting? Particle capacitors. I did look to buy these, but at 750 each, and I needed a ton of them. I needed like 100 of them. It's like, that's 75,000 Solari to buy them. So I just went and farmed them instead. Can buy Carbide scraps, 3,500 each. And you should be able to buy Diamondine dust as well. There we go. Also 3,500 each. How much was the Carbide? Yeah, 3,500 each. Heavy caliber compressors. These are all higher tier materials. But you can buy them from there anyway. We've got a house representative. This is the board. Not really ready to take on any of these yet. Deliver a Mark 6 cutaway. Miles away from that. Testing station 163. We'll have to pick these up. But, oh, I could have done that one right enough. Scout. It depends how far into Mysa Tarill you have to go to complete that. And search Kavak's quarters in Arakeen. So we'll deal with them later. We've got more than enough quests to do at the moment. But let's take a pilot taxi
Can I fly you
home.
somewhere today? Music to my
Aga
ears.
Basin
Bacon is
and back to
pretty
the anvil,
big.
please.
I never miss the... Let's move before a storm rolls in.
Where are we? Where are we? God, this is your two guys. You're very welcome, Kathy. Bulwark says, but Anger is a knife guy from what I saw. Windrose is a great game but lacks content currently, says Hung Low. Brownies was my dad's nickname, so I called him Paddington. Brownie was named by Angelo's daughter when we were doing the Conan series. And then after he totally completed the game and defeated... Oh, let's go. And defeated Rockslide as well, he got knighted to become Sir Brownie. Totally completed the game. Sheriff says, Anger's problem with Windrose, he has no shield. That's possibly it, yes. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the combat in Windrose. Anger surprises me what you said about your thoughts on Windrose. I'd have thought it was right up your alley. I thought it would be right up my alley too, but it just didn't grab me. Says, had fun with the demo, but I'm going to wait. I saw that it doesn't have that much content at the moment. It's got much more content than I've been able to complete, that's for sure. And Kane and Moira and now Swamp are well far into the game. From what I'm hearing. Anne said, it's just another YouTuber told me that one can do it if we're 3 players, like one standing and the other being on top of the player. Seen a lot on videos. Could tell me where they removed it. Can you tell me when they removed it so we can't do it? So Thor, people were talking about it on my Discord. Thor Forge, I think he said, off the top of my head, I think he said it was removed 2 years ago. But there's certainly, was ways of doing it. People did do it. Thor's himself has got that achievement. He's got all the achievements for Conan XLs. But yeah, I did Mac and the Campfire Clowns not try to do this in one of their streams not that long ago and wasn't able to do it? But certainly I haven't done it, and I've quite a few people. It's the only achievement for Conan Exiles I haven't done. And I'm really interested to see whether on Tuesday, when Enhanced is released, whether it'll reset the achievements for Enhanced. Just like when Ark Survival Evolved came out and we had achievements, when the upgraded Ark Survival Ascendant came out, all the achievements restarted from scratch again for that game. So it'll be interesting to see whether the achievements restart on Enhanced and whether that's in the list. So I'll find that out on Tuesday, I guess. Grizznet says it's only in early access right now, but there's still plenty to do. Yeah, so Windrose is still early access. So the advantage is you get it cheaper. But there's plenty to do, and they will be adding in more as they go along. Packrat says, I think someone once said juice of Sappho can reduce spice tolerance, but I've not tried to confirm, so I'll take it as hearsay. Yeah, it's something I've never used. It's never used, I'm not sure. Bulwark saying, I'll probably buy it when it will be around $20. I can see if I get bored of the game. So I expect that it won't do that, because it's early access, so it's reduced in price. So it probably will be that price, and then it will go up in price when it becomes full release. And then after a while after that, it'll start coming back down again. So I suspect that, like most of these early access games, it is as cheap as it will be until it gets released as full release. €20. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was 20 something pounds. It wasn't. It's not expensive for the game that you get. It's just I'll keep on playing, especially with Enhanced coming out. I just don't have time to play that much. Sappho's juice is used by Mentats, I believe. So that from the lore, that Sappho's juice, and I believe that's what gives them the black bottom lip. But I'm not sure how it works in this game. Bone Skull says, can't wait for the Unreal Engine 7 remake of Dune Awakening. Yeah, these Unreal Engine 5 graphics are just horrible. Roll on Unreal Engine 7. Tarsquid's here. Afternoon all. Gently smashes the like button before taking a seat. Thank you very much. So excited for Tuesday. Not just Conan Exiles, but also my grandfather's 93rd birthday. Well, happy 93rd birthday to your grandfather when it comes. That's a good age. Hans is saying, I've seen a video that came a year ago that one works with 3 people. Fair enough. Like I say, I don't know. I just know I don't have it. And I've heard that you can't get it anymore, but I don't know. Tell me a game that raised the price after 1.0. No, well, yeah, it won't go... When it goes to 1.0, the price goes up. And yeah, and then after that, it'll come back down again. But that could be some time. It's on a 10% discount right now. Valheim is cheaper now. Yes. But my point is, when it's early access, it's reduced. And when it goes to 1.0, it goes back to full price. And then over time, it'll come back down again. PG Ben, hello, good to see you. And Grizznet says, oh, never mind, they've removed that discount, it's on normal price now. I think the Long Dark added some more paid DLCs after the release 1.0, but I don't think that's what you meant, Bulwark. Right, where am I? I'm back here. I need to go back to base and get crafting. And hopefully then we can take to the air. Get my vehicle out. And then the game changes. Different. I think that one was there. This base here, I think, was there last time. Whoops. That one's always degenerating. Ah, that one. There was a big base there, but that looks like that's breaking down as well. So that one, that person has not kept up their fuel. I logged into the YouTube series server this week just to check on stuff and found that my shields had went down, and My ornithopters were absolutely destroyed by the sandstorm. It didn't completely destroy them. They were down to like, I think they were down to like 1% durability left. They were all mangled. You had to get the repair tool out and use a lot of welding wire to repair them back up again. So I've got my shields powered and they're back up and running again. What does that say? Macritus. Thank you for the sub, Macritus. Thank you. Oh, I tell you what, I don't have anywhere to keep this Thopter. I'm probably not going to build a landing pad for it. I can just store it in the backup tool until we move to the new base location. Right, vehicle fabricator. Power enabled. We've got enough power. Right, so I need a chassis. One chassis. We need a cockpit. Craft. We need a hull. Oh, wait a minute. Is there different? No. So the cockpit comes with one utility slot and the hull comes with one utility slot. That's the chassis, that's the cockpit. Make a hull. There isn't different hulls in this one. We need an engine. We'll need a generator. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4 wings. Right, while that's crafting up, let's go dump the rest of the stuff in here. Let me see, what's that one? That's POI items, that's miscellaneous items. Let's put that in there and that in there. We'll make POI, put that in there and that in there. That's got all that junk in it. Let's put that in there. That's aluminium ore. Let's put the aluminium ore in here. How are you getting on? Most of the stuff. Right, let's start taking the stuff across and get putting it together. What's it making? Where are we? So it's 3 minutes past 9, so the first hour has gone past and we've got the bits we need. Also weird to me, why not delete that one if we can't do it? Yeah, I agree. I guess it's because some people did have it. I mean, base game, because they didn't bother. Zara says, I'm contemplating packing up my base on the private server. No problem, no problem. Tarsquid said, I'm actually considering just restarting my main game in Conan for the update instead of migrating over, or just migrating over my Sipta game only. Yep, so I am going to start afresh. And we had a vote for the people who want to play on the Conan server. Obviously the Sipta server is going to go away because Sipta is now going to be integrated into the Exiled Lands. But the Exiled Lands one, we had a vote and the majority of people decided it would be better to start a clean slate from that. I do think that if we import everything, everybody's full bases and stuff like that, then it is going to quickly diminish how many people are playing on it, because they'll go and they'll have a wee play about and then that'll probably be it again. So I think starting afresh is probably the best idea. Right, we need our welding tool in order to get crafting. Oh, I can put it under here. Oh, it's unsheltered under here. Oh, but that says water sealed. Okay, right, put our welding tool here. Place down our chassis, like so. It's easier to put the engine and stuff in place without all the bodywork on it. So place the engine, put the generator, goes up there. That, then we'll put on the hull, like that. And we'll put on the cockpit. And then we've got 1, 2, 2. Come on. 3, 4. There we go. Travel to new areas of Arrakis by flying an Ornithopter to the edge of the environment and entering the overland map. Travelling will require fuel and water. Not anymore, it doesn't. They took that out. They used to go to the overland map. You used to have to get fuel and water to stay there. Now you don't. Right, so we've got a mounting point there that we can put either storage or a booster on, and then we've got a mounting point here that we can put a scanner on. Never really used the scanner. So let's get a booster. Do we have I don't know if we have enough materials to craft both, so let's learn vehicles, aluminium, buggy storage, sand bike, scout ornithopter scanner, scout ornithopter storage, scout ornithopter thruster. Let's learn that. But let's learn the storage as well. Right, let's craft the thruster. It needs another 30 particle capacitors. That's why I had to go and farm so many particle capacitors. And then I think the ornithopter storage needs... Oh, it needs advanced servox. It doesn't need capacitors, but we had enough of them. Boltzmann actuators. Cobalt paste. 42 aluminium ingots. So that's the thruster. So let's craft the storage. We've got enough stuff to actually craft it. And then I'll put it in my chest downstairs. Scanner would be good if you treasure hunt. Yeah, that would work. I've never really done an awful lot of the treasure hunting. Bulwark says, I can't wait to start a new character in Conan Enhanced. Owen Skull says, the file size reduction is huge for Conan. I hope my PC doesn't melt. Yeah, it's come down. The installs come down from, was it 120 gigs to 40 gigs? Hans says, I'm looking forward to your fresh start in Conan. Me too, me too. Gamer Hobo says, I'm starting fresh on official PvP. Joke, official PvE. You're doing such on your Dune stream on Saturday that I was watching today, last night that I was watching today. There was a lot of discussion with somebody in chat about your PvP antics, so get on there, PvP, let's see what that's all about. I can't stand PvP, so I'm not going to do that. Right, storage, let's put that in there. There's my old cut array off the buggy that I replaced. Going to need fuel as well. Let's take a fuel cell. Let's fuel it up. 18. Oh, that was a small one it took. 100%. I like to hide them down there. And we can use the tool, and there we can add the thrusters. Let's customize. We don't have any variants yet. We could change the colour of everything. Blue Dasher, Chome, Mola, Smuggler, Vermilius Gap, Sunset. Let's put the Smuggler set on it. There's not a way you can do everything at once. Customize all, just hold down. There we go. Make it the smuggler colours. I must have to buy the Atreides swatch. Yeah, doesn't matter. I'm not a huge advocate of swatches anyway. I prefer the variants. Once we get high enough with the Atreides ranking, we'll be able to buy the Atreides Thopter variant. Let me put that here. Put that in here. Let me fill up my water thing. Deposit all blood. Fill containers. Got any blood left? A little bit. Deposit all blood. So I've topped my water. My water is all the way back up again after draining it all. Right. Let's go for a fly. Our first ornithopter. So, space bar to go up. C to go down. Let's get some height. And then you can see there's a HUD thing right in the middle. So if the dot is above it, you've got to go up. If the dot is down below it, you'll go down. So we can just hit boost and point up. Fly up. Oh, we've overheated. Oops, overheated already. Wasn't watching where it was going. I never filled my water up. Come on. Let's go up high. There's the heat come down. We were talking about... Yeah, let's boost. And then hit shift and you go into vulture mode, which is like a gliding and you can go even faster. Right, hit off the booster. And then as long as the dot's round about horizontal, you can fly without losing too much altitude and keep your speed up. But look, there's the Sardaukar ship. We're over the top of it now. Right, see that cloud of sand there? I can't remember who I was talking to. Was it Max I was talking to? You can come here. Where did that ship go? Don't think it comes within the spotlights of the ship. It's turning away. This is one of the few places on the map. In fact, it was Hobo. It told me about this place. You can land here, and you can go to this here, and there's no worm sign. So you can harvest all this flower sand here. If you go further out, you're going to get worm sign and attract the worm. But look how much of it is in no worm sign. There you go. The very end of it, there's worm sign, so that'll attract the worm. But you've got all this over here, and it's here all the time, this spot. Let me just show you on the map. So here we are. This is Eastern Vermilius Gap. There is testing station 10 over on the east corner, and that bit there, on this bit of rock, is flower sand that's always available, and you can harvest it all. You can come here with the Thopter with its storage on it and fill the Thopter without attracting a worm at all. Very cool. Alright, boost, point up in the air, vulture, let's go up high. Up high, and then level off, and... Oh, I didn't quite. Right, here we go, we've got to the edge of the map, hit confirm. An update. It used to be that when you flew into the map in Vulture, the Ornithopter, as you were hitting OK to travel to the world map, the Ornithopter would just fall to the floor. But they've made an update, and you can now it'll automatically hover for you so you don't crash. Right, so this is the overland map that you can travel to different locations. It used to be down here there was a water symbol, or was it on here? There was a water and a fuel symbol, and it used to go and find there was fuel dumps locations, and you hover over them to refuel, and water ones. It's just to stop you staying out here too long. But you can stay out here for as long as you want now. You can go to these are the end game locations. But this is the Haga Basin, and depending on where you enter it or leave it, you can go into different parts of the map. So it's a quick way. If you want to go all the way from the west of the map to the east of the map, you can come out here at the 9 o'clock position, fly around and go in at the 3 o'clock position. If we were to go in here, we flew out of the east, and we're going to go back in there. Wait for the loading screen to load. There we are. We're now in the shoal. So we're all the way over on the west side of the map. This is actually the radiation zone, the shoal. Oh, we could get the other cool thing is we can get our survey probe, and we can just fly to high locations in the places, and we can tick off all our different survey area and survey the whole zone now. Right. Go to the upper entrance of the deserter outpost. Is that... Let's do that. That's a contract for Atreides. Price of betrayal. Go to the upper entrance. Extract 5,000... Oh yeah, extract blood from the deserters. Let's get in here. If we head out into there, that's a radiation zone, so you need a radiation suit to go in there. So let's head to the edge of the map again. This is like getting a Pteranodon or a Atreides in Ark. Once you've got your Ornithopter, the game changes. Game changes when you get your buggy, because you can drive about and harvest so much more materials, but once you get your Ornithopter, it gets so much easier to get to. Where was it? It was in roughly about here. Where are we at? Game of Hober saying, too old for survival game PvP. You're not old. He's retired. At least full time. PG Ben says, I mostly use the scanner for treasure hunting in the deep desert. Ah, okay. So we're in Jabal El Frit El Shak. Oh, maybe I need to go here. Not a million miles away. Right, let's catch up. Game of Hobo says, Dune is good. I can just dip my toe in sometimes. Don't need to defend my base from raiding constantly. That's true. Yeah, a different kind of PvP in Dune, and it's certainly a different kind of PvP in the last week. Now that they've got different a PvP deep desert and a completely PvE deep desert now. Below it says the Landsrat vendors. There is one that sells swatches. He has a lot. Yeah, it's all the house swatches. I think to get the Atreides swatch, you have to be a certain rank in the Atreides, which we probably are. No, Hans says, can other players take one's heli and the other one that you used before if they just happen to find it, or is it locked to oneself? So you can set it in, hold that down in here. You can set the permissions and you can dictate who can. Oh, sandstorm's coming in. Right, well, we can hide somewhere or easy. Oh, it's really coming in. It's in the sector. Ah, that's amazing. Oh wow! Can I get in there? The slaver camp. I'm sheltered. There we go. Right. No slavers coming to attack me though. Oh, that was bad timing. Put that there. 8. So because I wasn't in the zone, I didn't get the 2-minute warning. I just arrived here and it hit us. Okay, right. While that's going on, let's catch up. Where are we? Oh, so I really wish they allowed changing the colour of the Thopter HUD. Yeah, that would be cool. A bit more visible. Yeah, so you can change. Another player by default can't take any of your vehicles at all. They can't enter them at all. But if you're playing in a group or in a guild, you can change the permissions to allow other people to own it or have use to it if you so wish. Let's see, where are we? I've lost my place. Max saying, "Oh, it's exactly where you just was to get flower sand." Excellent. Thanks again for the tip. Yeah, well, I think I'm sure it was Hobo and Glass Casket that told me about it. So there used to be a place where my base is in Eastern Vermilius Gap. There used to be a location on the west side of that bit of rock where you could do the same thing, but they changed that and took it out. But that place down in the southeast corner is the place to go now. There is a settings panel in all vehicles that lets you change permissions, says Bulwark. Yep, thank you. Only if you have them at your friends or guild, you can manually add them to the copter. Yeah, same with everything. Doors to your base, the workstations, you can set all the permissions to allow people to... You can allow people to come into your base but not access any of your stations or your storage, just to shelter from the weather, the sandstorm, or you can give people access to everything if you so wish. Ornithopter also makes surveying way easier, yes. So if I were to leave it, it would not be stolen, and I can just go back and get it sometime to play it. So essentially yes, but the problem is if it's outside and not sheltered, you can see in the bottom right, just above the picture of the... Oh, there they are. There they are. Now they've come out. Now I can't get past the Thopter to kill them. Where do they go? There they are. Oh, let's get a gun out there. Down you go. Take that. Take your blood. Yeah, if it's not sheltered, when the sandstorm comes through, it'll damage it, and if it gets so damaged, it'll actually get destroyed. But people can't just walk up to it and get in it and fly it away. Could you put in your vehicle storage gun and it'll be there forever? Yep, you can. So I can get my vehicle storage tool and I can put it in storage. So the fact that you can get that whole Thopter into storage is a bit silly, but then bring it back out again. Hey ho. Worm can eat a Thopter. Sheriff says, now that's something I really want to see. Well, you're not going to see it from my new Thopter. Can other NPC ships attack you? Or can you be eaten by the worm if you fly low? You can definitely get eaten by the worm if you fly too low. I've had a few really close points where I've been farming spice or flower sand. The worm sign goes red, like it's coming, and you take off, and as I'm taking off, the worm is coming right up from underneath me. It almost catches me, but so far not caught me yet. Right, that is the way to the quest. Let's go over here, I'll go a bit higher. So yeah, we can just fly up to these high points now and survey all these areas that we still have to survey. Right, so it says go to the upper entrance of the deserter outpost. It's 140 meters away. Is that it over there? No, it's there. So it must be down the way. It is down the way. So let's go down. There, that's it there. There's a little landing. Oh, that's... Yep, that's the upper entrance there. There's people walking about at it. The spiral. Let's get out. Let's pick up our Ornithopter, so if we end up downstairs, we don't have to get back up here again. Let's put on our armour. Shield up. Reload everything. All good. Right, where's that guy I was wandering about? Right, so we've done that. There he is, over there. And another one there. Oh, missed. Got him that time though. Oh, you moved. I hear a heavy. There they are. Come on then. Where are you? He's gone round the other side. Let's drop the sentinel down, try and break his armour. And when he drops his armour, we can take him out. Right, extract 5,000 milliliters of blood from the deserters. There's 1,000. Oh no, that's 2,000. That's 4,000. Take that. Okay, done. Now what? Analyze the blood at the console. The console is downstairs. Let's go hunting. Reload. We leave it out in the open, it'll get degraded. Open area, it will get depleted by the storms. Dan Irvin says, yeah, whoever decided the Hopter HUD should be the same colour as 90% of the landscape of Arrakis should be fired. You can put it in your vehicle storage gun and it'll be there forever. Yep, Sheriff says, so with the Thopter, can some other NPC ships attack you? Or eat? Okay, we've read that one. Worm can eat your Thopter. Grishnak says, did they ever fix the bug where if you went into the deep desert, people could steal your Orny while you were loading in as the Orny loaded first? I've not heard of that bug, so I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Back with the flying worm bug, it used to eat Thopters in mid-air. Hans, good to know. The O-Dog says, one of the servers I played on, someone built a building over the easy flower sand spot. What? I think you could report them for that. And they would presumably get that taken away. Game Lab says, they didn't have a sandstorm mask, so they couldn't see you. That's true. That's true. I think they were hiding. Hans says, that weapon where there, can player use that too, the machine gun? I think there are definitely heavy weapons. Just launch myself all the way down there. I honestly am not sure because I'm not a heavy weapons guy, but there is trooper skills for heavy weapon. You can see it there. Flare Vulcan GAU 92. I think that's it. Also the flamethrower, las gun, and the missile launcher. But yeah, heavy weapons are not my style. Game Lab says, anger, you forgot to say boom with the the grenade. The lawn dart. Nothing here. Where am I? 9 meters over here. Nope. 3 meters. What? Analyze the blood at the console. Ah, here we go. You've learned something interesting, it says. Report back to Anton Tolliver. Okay, right, let's go clear out this POI while we're here. Get some more loot. It's 9:30. We've got time for that. The main mission of today is complete. We have our Ornithopter. You can see why it's called the Spiral. Oh, he's going for the alarm. He's going for the alarm. Oh, poison took him out. He didn't set off the alarm. Let's go and disable the alarm. Really, really slowly goes up. Go on, sabotage. Done. So they can't set off the alarm anymore. Take that out. Take that out. Empty in here. Thing in here. There's the key. There's a grenade got to go off. Poison grenade. That's the key to that room there. I think we were in a similar location to this. The stairway. We went to get ray amplifiers and people were going, go and get the celestial chest. But I think this is the one where the celestial chest is. I think, oh, another grenade there, and another one there, and another one there, and another one there. Let's just set them all off and then let them calm down. Thought there'd be more people around here. Well, that's calming off. Let's see. Oh my god, I fall asleep. Yanni fell asleep after his 1,000-kilometer journey. Bulwark says, my style is sword, sniper and drill shot. Yeah, we'll definitely get a drill shot once we can high enough level. And I'm quite partial to the Dirk. I'm not that keen. But this is the Celestial Chest. So what have we got? Oh. Why did that go off? Where did that come from? We're stuck. There we go. Was that a trap as well? Inkvine boots, so that's light boots. A bunch of cash. We'll take that. I don't want any of the rest of the stuff. We'll take the intel points. We'll take the complex machinery. Don't need any of that. What is my favourite game? I would have to say my favourite game is Dune Awakening. Is Conan Exile, sorry. That goes back downstairs. What does that do? Okay. But I do love this game. I really love this game. There's somebody there. And somebody there. Reload. Somebody's speaking. I can hear you. I just can't see you. Oh, where are they? Get your blood anyway. Take your heavy darts. Get your blood as well. Don't want your light darts. That water. Let me drink that water. There they are. There they are. You coming up here? Oh, you chucked a grenade at me. I will chuck one at you. Take that. The game is really good up until the point where you finish Haga Basin. Oh, I'm not a big fan of the end game grind. Yeah, and I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Right, where's that person? Go. The testing stations, the overland testing stations and locations they're quite fun for a while, but once you do the proper grind and you're repeating the same things, but with each update it comes out, they're adding they added that Sipto location with 5 new different missions there, and then in the next update they're releasing this new wind, whatever its place is called, with another 5 missions. So over time they'll add more and more missions and it'll become less grindy because it'll be different stuff to do. I can't see anybody down there. Also, I was about to say I can't see any chests, but here's one here with ray amplifiers in it. Don't want the other stuff. Okay. Is that us reached? Have we reached the bottom? Ah, there's a chest there. Take that. Take that. No, we haven't reached the bottom. It still goes down. Down the spiral. Anybody here? There's somebody there. Oh. Missed them. Oh, there's a heavy gunner over there. Let's put down the sentinel, break his armour. Somebody else shooting from over the other side. Come on, shoot at that. Once they shoot, they drop their armour and we can take them out. Chuck the grenade. And we took them out. Oh, there comes somebody else. And another person. Let's chuck out. Boom! Didn't take them both out, though. He's poisoned. Go on, poison, do your thing. Yep. One thing I do really like, so if you didn't take him, he went down on one knee and he starts to heal himself. He tries to get like a stim pack thing out and starts healing himself. But the poison took him out before he was able to do it. But I do like that they do that. They stop, they reload, they do like normal human things. So it's a reasonable AI on the mobs. Take all our blood. Get your blood. Yes, we did. I'll get your blood. We'll take that spice infused stuff. There's another chest. Take the Solari. Take the ray amplifiers. Anything else around here? Nope. There's their hidden Ornithopter. Ammo. How's my ammo? I've got more than enough ammo. Okay. Right, this last section over here. Somebody standing there. Somebody else come in. Slow blade, take them down. Heal up. New Dune update in a few weeks. I guess so. I don't think they give us an actual date, did they? And there was an update last week that did the changes to the deep desert and stuff like that. A few little fixes here and there, but I think that's everywhere. Right, so let's get the Thopter out. And we can just fly out of the rift. We don't have to drive out of the rift this time. Fly up. And we need to go that way. Boost. Oh, hit the rock. Boost. And then glide up away. Get out of here. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is a big... They've built a bridge right across the rift as well. That's a player base, by the way. That is a player's base. That is huge. That's taken the pyramid to a whole new level, isn't it? Wow. Oh, and little patterns, using different materials to make patterns. That is impressive. I bet you it's probably mostly empty. Garage doors, so I can't get in to have a look. Little, and then a big tower here. Very impressive. And it goes down into the rift as well. That is the first time I've seen anybody build a bridge across the rift. We've got a little landing pad down here. That great big... Is that the carrier? Is that the carrier that's in there? Wind farms. I'm assuming that this must be a guild base, because the grind to get all that... The building materials is cheap. It's a lot cheaper to make it easier to do the grind to build in Dune than in other survival games. That's an X-Wing. They've built an X-Wing tipped vertically. Oh my word. Whoever base this is, I tip my hat to you. That is impressive. That is really impressive. especially for the location. Most impressed. Right, where am I? Where am I? I'm here. I need to go and speak to Anton. So let's boost Vulture. Let's go up a bit higher. Overheated again. Not watching what I'm doing, but we'll just go into Vulture mode and we can just glide over here. Of course, we're going to Anton. It's back to the anvil. Right, where did we get to? Oh, it's scrolled off the side of the top of the screen. So let me. Anvil must just be at the other side of here. Yep, over here. And there it is. All looks a little bit different when you're seeing it from the air. Right. Land, get out. Let me put my still suit back on so we can start using some water. Right, Anton, here I am.
We meet again.
Right, before let's catch up with chat. Where did I get to? Where are we? Where are we? What's your favourite game? Yep, okay. So Bulwark then says, I use the Shadra still suit and working on getting the Imperial still suit. I never use armour. Oh, really? Yeah, I will definitely always use armour for fighting and then still suit for travelling. But I guess once you get the higher level armour, higher level still suit, they have a lot of armour. It's not quite so bad. Odog says, Dune is my favourite at the moment. I played a lot of Conan. I'm hoping the enhanced version gets me back into it. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Dan says, same Bulwark, even when I try to play otherwise, I always end up back with the classic loadout. Zereth says, the game is really good up until the point where you finish Haga Basin. Not a big fan of the endgame, but I saw that one. Grijnak says, that was my setup. Bulwark, that was my setup. Drill shot was great from distance, taking out shielded troopers before you even needed to engage, especially on elevated areas. Gamer Hobo says, for me, it depends on the day you ask me, but I can say Ark Ascendant, Dune Awakening, and Conan Exiles are my top 3. So Ark, back in the day, I would have definitely had Ark as certainly one of my favourite games, if not my favourite game. I certainly have much more hours in Ark than I have in other games, but in reality, a lot of that was sitting, waiting for dinos to breed or dinos to grow up or stuff, dinos to tame. Spent a lot of time doing absolutely nothing in Ark. But recently, Ark has just lost it for me. I'm not a fan of Ark anymore. What is probably will get a good light armor for higher levels for the testing stations. The Dune update in a few weeks. For me, Conan Exiles, Stardew Valley and Valheim are my top 3, says Starsquid. Just started playing the CRPG Rogue Traders game, but I'm not sure yet how much I like it. Stardew Valley, really? Bane says, I really like Dune, but I do currently find the Overland labs a bit boring. All the labs are of the same wave defense style. I wish they were different. Well, I mean, it's a new feature that was only implemented recently, so it's going to get tweaked. Chapter 3 released that, did it not? I think Chapter 3. So we're currently still in Chapter 3, so it's still very new, but it's much more interesting than what we had before. So things are coming. Things get better. Odog says, I played a bunch of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I'm kind of waiting until they finish all the DLCs before I really get into Rogue Trader. Han says, is there any other survival games you've played other than Conan and this game? So yeah, Ark is the main one that I've played. Minecraft. Officially Minecraft's a survival game. Windrose is a survival game. But without a doubt, my two favourite is Conan and this. Dan said, been playing Soul Mask lately and there are some interesting mechanics in there. I'm still just getting into bronze with that one. I played Soul Mask when it first came out, but the micromanagement of all your followers lost me. It's like, no, I'm not into this. But I see there's been a big update recently, so maybe I should go back and try it again. They said May the 19th for the update. Okay. A couple of weeks away. Really interesting that the Funcom have decided to put out the enhanced version of Conan and these updates to Dune at basically the same time. Usually game companies split their updates of games over a few months so that they don't get overwhelmed. And I certainly, the people at Funcom that I've been speaking to, I see that how busy they've been with doing stuff for Dune as well as doing stuff for Conan as well. So interesting choice to do that. Odog says, yep, May the 19th for 1.4. Cool. Tarsco says, well, that's really nicely made base, wasn't it? Imagine the grind on that, says, dang it, man. Odog says, I started both Windrose and Soul Mask, but they just haven't had a lot of time to get into either one. Grishnak says, a big guild? I doubt it's a single player. Exactly, yeah, definitely a guild to do that amount of grinding. Looks like something from Stargate. Although a lot of... So like the Smugglers building set that came out recently, not that long ago, and the water shipper one or whatever it's called that's coming out in the new update, I see that they're all made from granite. So it's a tier 1 super cheap material to make all these fancy bases with. So my base on this map that's made out of the Smuggler set, it's all granite, so it's really cheap to make and looks really good. It's not like you're using the high level materials like you need to with the Atreides set and the Harkonnen set. Bulwark says, I think Dune is the best game Funcom made. I really love Conan, but Dune, if you take a step back and analyse, you can tell it's better. It has quests, it has better AI and graphics. Well, to be fair, it's a much newer game. 8 years, 7.5, 8 years newer. So they've learned a lot, and Conan was rushed out. They were under pressure to get Conan out originally, so it was rushed out. And they've basically been fighting it ever since because of all the spaghetti code that's on the go. So I really hope that the port to Unreal Engine 5 will have cleared that spaghetti code, and we can go forward and start adding, because there was supposed to be quests coming to Conan, because the whole thing with the what's it called, they don't call it a bar, they call it a tavern system, is that you were supposed to be able to get quests from people who turn up, like the guy who turns up to teach you the way of getting the non-corrupted werebear, and there was supposed to be other people that would come along and give you quests, but then that kind of never really happened because of all what happened. So maybe going forward, maybe we can start doing that. Zera says, that's nuts. That was an amazing, that's one of the best bases I've personally seen. I've seen things on YouTube that are really good, but actually seen on a server that I've played on, that's definitely one of the better ones. Tar Square says, imagine how long that took to grind supplies, plan and create. Indeed. One advantage Conan has over Dune is the mods. It's got advantages and it's got disadvantages. I see a lot of really angry people on both my comments and in Discord calling Funcom all the names under the sun because their game isn't working properly, and it turns out it's a mod. If you let the public make mods, they don't have to go through any of the rigorous QA processes that other people have, so you get problems in the game in a lot of that, especially mods that have been abandoned. So we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff on Tuesday when the modders have got the dev kit for the enhanced version for some time, so they should be able to have their mods ready to go, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mods that have been abandoned that will no longer work with Conan or Conan Enhanced. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, you can't have mods in Dune because Funcom don't own the IP, and the people who do own the IP will not allow modifications or unauthorized modifications to the game. Which is it's a shame, because there will be some things that'll be nice like I only use Hosaf in Conan. Gives you some UI features. Excuse me. Let me take a drink. And I'm sure there'll be things like that would be useful for Dune, but yeah, it's not allowed. PG Ben says, that's a hell of a base, Star Squad. Even if the guild, that's still a very skilled one or more architects to make all that. 100% agree with that. Love the Thopters in this game, says O-Dog. Me too. Game Love says, when I've seen that pyramid, then the first thing I thought was Max. Okay. That's the best bit, raising babies and build. Oh, that's definitely not the best bit, is raising babies. And well, building in Ark is good. I would say building in Dune is probably the best building mechanic I've seen. But building in Ark is good, but raising babies is definitely not the best bit. Especially if you're doing it properly on normal rates. Hobo and I have been having a little discussion, because his Ark series he's playing on an official server, and we noticed this week that to raise a Rex, to get the egg, hatch the egg, and then raise the baby Rex from a baby to full adult takes 4 days and 1.5 hours. That's not fun, that's a job. Having to monitor a baby for 4 days to give it its bonuses and all that stuff. But if you're on a private server or on a single player game where you can rack up the rates, it makes it a lot easier. And then even once you've had that baby, in order to have the option to have another baby, it takes days on an official proper rates to allow it to do that. So yeah, a very long process. But yeah, same with taming. If you knocked a dino out and then having to sit there for hours and hours and hours waiting for it to actually become tamed, feeding it and taming it and protecting it, that was not a fun period at all. That's why we learned how to rack up the rates and do it in private. O-Dog says, I only ever really got into modded Ark. One reason I kind of bounced off ASA, I just don't know what mod would be worth paying for. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. A lot of the mods that are added to ASA just don't fit with the game, as far as I'm concerned. They just don't look right at all. But yeah, obviously they're popular enough that people are buying them. Bulwark says, I'm starting to frown upon the new dinos they're developing out. They're all a bit weird, and most of the dinos they're putting out are cash grabs. You pay for them and they're a pay to win thing, which I'm not a fan of either. But that all stems from the massive debt that Wildcard got themselves in when they released ASA, and they basically had to find ways of making money quickly because they had lots of debtors, millions of dollars of debtors to repay. Hawkbear Down says, for RPGs, Witcher 3 and Bioshock Infinite. I played a bit of Witcher 3, never really got that far into it. Bioshock Infinite, I played quite a bit of that, and then it got a bit repetitive, and then I stopped playing it. Witcher 3 is a game I want to play more of. It was a good game, I just got waylaid playing other things. Bandy B says, I have to split. Thanks, Anger, as always. Cheers. Tarsquid wanted to try Ark, but my computer didn't like it. That's another problem, is that it's the least optimized game ever made, although these days it is a million times better than what it was when it first came out. Much more playable now. So maybe worth trying it again, Tarsquid, because it might play okay now. How about Skyrim? Also didn't really play Skyrim. Now that it has a survival system, I heard that, yeah. Will you be streaming Conan update? Only got 25 hours on Dune, didn't like it. I probably won't be streaming it just yet, but we'll definitely have, I'm planning on having 2 videos out next week all about it. Having to restart my beginner's guide again. O-Dog bounced off Dune the first couple of times I tried it, but really got into it now. I hadn't heard that about the Tavern and Covern. That would be cool if they add to it. It would be. Just tried to Google the one, and this came out. A lot of modders have moved on from Conan. Yeah, indeed. To get this trophy, you need 3 people total to stand on the other player's head while being over-encumbered in order to get it. The admin menu to over-encumber yourself quickly using foundations. Well, give it a try. Let us know how you get on. Very interested to hear that. Feel that the mods can extend the life of a game. They can. Bummer about no mods for Dune. Hawkbeard Down has 24 mods in Conan. Wow. Check the Steam Workshop pages and none of them got early access to the mod dev kit, it seems. Maybe they don't exist anymore and they don't keep the mod up to date, because a lot of the modders did get the dev kit. And set the game to the hardest difficulty. This might take a few tries. You can't have foundations in your inventory. I think you could still spawn them in even after they changed to the construction hammer thing. I think you can still spawn them in, because I remember Gaudia Ceramnamentis, whatever his name is. He's done. I've seen him do that a few times. You can if you cheat them in by being a man. Yes, there we go. I like the drag and build system in Windrose. Yeah, the building system in Windrose is pretty good as well. Just a bit. You don't have all the pieces to start with. The modders are under NDA, so the ones who did can't even mention it. I don't think that's possible. That's possibly true. Maybe 1,000 Ironstone or something. Yep, yeah, a lot of silly mods in Ark. I'm a sucker for a seasonal event unlock. It's weird that the seasonal events are now no longer seasonal events, and they're just a mod that you can add any time of the year. That's a bit weird. Aberdeen or Dundee? Aberdeen. Tar Squid, the mighty Ark again. If I get bored with the new Conan update, Valheim eventually being released, Rogue Trader, Windrose going back to Stardew again. Fingers crossed for a smooth release. Right, let's get speaking to Anton. Complete contract. I found the deserters and analysed their blood.
What were the results?
The console was as confused as me. Came back with unknown error. Oh, I love an unknown error.
That is troubling. There are frightful stories being whispered about. I have my suspicions, but I must not jump to conclusions until we know more.
So what are you telling me, your Honourable Anton? Honour compels you to be more forthright with me. Let's go that.
Honor already compels me to be cautious. A friend of mine might be in danger. I must locate her. I must learn more before I give voice to suspicion. That's all I can say for now.
What have you got for me?
A gang of Harkonnen deserters are holed up in a testing station. I have reason to believe one of them knows the crash site of a ship called the Catheria. Go to the testing station, find a report or any other evidence of where the Catheria might have crashed.
What's so special about this ship?
Find the intel, and I can fill you in more.
Learn the units are taken as the testing station, blah blah blah. Go to the testing station, scour the facility for any evidence of where the Cathera might have crashed. Oh, you joking me? The reward from that is we get a House Jabal spit dart.
Do whatever it takes.
Goodbye. Which is the spit dart that we just crafted at the beginning of this episode. Oh well, never mind. We'll have a spare one. Okay. That's 10 o'clock. We're done. I hope it hasn't been a sandstorm since I've been in there chatting away. Yeah, so let me quickly go. Fingers crossed for a smooth release. Yes, let's hope so. Need to get more free time to game cleanly. So it was Sparky Dill Markey who was speaking to me the other week about when we're young, we've got lots of spare time and no money for games. And now that we're older, we've got plenty of money for games, but we don't have the spare time to play them. So real world getting in the way of fun. Father Jack's here. Just popped in to leave a like before going to bed. Thank you, Father Jack. Much appreciated. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and chatting away as always. Let me click on this and then click on this. So as we were discussing earlier on, Bad Guy is away to start streaming, and he's going to stream Conan Exiles. So probably his last Conan Exiles stream before Conan Exiles Enhanced releases next week. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's stream. Thanks for all the comments. Much appreciated. Love having the chats with you guys in the comments. Thank you to everybody in the background who's just lurking away. All good, all good. Nice for you to be here. Have a great weekend, everybody, what's left of it. Have a great week going forward, and hopefully see you back. We'll see you next week with a couple of Conan Exiles Enhanced videos, fingers crossed, and hopefully see you back here next Tuesday. Next Tuesday? Next Tuesday is when it releases. Next Sunday, or we'll be back in June, but we'll no doubt be speaking about the events of the Conan Exiles Enhanced release. So thanks everyone, have a good one, see you later.